1.
21.3 Ergogenic aids. Ergogenic aids are seen as tools that can be used to increase energy, performance, or recovery times and levels within an athlete. Ergogenic aids are known to increase the ability to work effectively and efficiently, and commonly are called performance enhancers. This is anything that can give you a mental or physical edge in exercise or in competition. There are many forms of ergogenic aids: pills, powders, drinks, food bars, even chambers, treadmills, or masks. When consumed or used, it can help enhance an athlete's strength, endurance, recovery, body composition, and energy levels. This leads to improvements in the performance. The advantages over rivals and other competitors in that sport. However, not all ergogenic aids are deemed right, meaning they're illegal or good for the body. They can be seen as cheating and take the fun out of the sport, as well as being expensive. Ergogenic aids are not just completely related to sport. They can be used in day-to-day lives, although are commonly known to play a big part in sports keeping competitions entertaining for spectators. There are different ergogenic aids that can be used for different reasons. Physiological: this is when the ergogenic aid gives you a physical advantage. This could be improving speed, power, muscle mass, and an example of this could be an anabolic steroid, which can be used to increase muscle mass. There's psychological: this is an ergogenic aid that gives the athlete a mental advantage over their opponent. An example of this could be something like music. Training: some ergogenic aids are primarily used during training and are used to help athletes get the most out of their training. An example of this could be something like a resistant band. And recovery: ergogenic aids are used to help athletes recover after an event more effectively from training competitions. This could be something like protein powder that is used to help repair and grow muscles after hard, intense training sessions or competitions. There are key organisations who put rules and regulations regarding ergogenic aids in order. They determine which aids are allowed and not allowed. They do this to protect people's health, as well as keeping sports events fair and make sure everyone has the same chances and opportunity for the success in sport. WADA is the World Anti-Doping Agency. This was founded with the aim of bringing consistency to anti-doping policies and regulations within sports organisations and governments all over the world. This organisation is responsible for all athletes across the world and all sports. They work alongside them to prohibit the use of drugs in sport. Their role is to educate athletes about the risks and dangers of sports. In order to do this, they have compiled a list of drugs that are prohibited within sports in order to ensure the competitions are fair. They also focus on the science behind them and developing new ways of detecting them within sports. The International Olympic Committee is also set on promoting and supporting the campaign of anti-drugs. They put money into anti-doping and developing testing methods to locate them with athletes. They take the code from the WADA organisation and make it compulsory for all athletes if they take part in competitions. UK sports supply people who can go out to sports organisation and talk and educate about the foods athletes should be eating, as well as talking about drugs that are banned within sports. NGBS are responsible for creating policies that are associated within sports. They will use the guidelines of organisations such as WADA and compose their own policies, which will state the ergogenic aids that are and aren't allowed within that sport, and will also decide punishments for athletes who decide to go against the policies. One form of ergogenic aid is pharmacological. These include performance-enhancing drugs, both illegal and legal. An example of this is anabolic steroids. These steroids can be taken either orally or by injection and are used in a cycle pattern with 6 to 12 weeks of heavy use, followed by periods of between 1 to 12 months drug-free. Anabolic steroids are Class C drugs to be sold only by pharmacists with a doctor's prescription. It's illegal to possess or import steroids as long as they're in the form of medical products for personal use that have been prescribed. Many sporting organisations have banned the use of certain steroids. These organisations carry out tests from the banned steroids. If someone tests positive, they can be disqualified from competing for certain periods of time or even banned for life. Anabolic steroids have been used as a hormone replacement to treat things like HIV, severe cases of osteoporosis, muscular dystrophy, delayed puberty. This results in reduced fertility. Steroids are most commonly used by athletes involved in power sports. These are sports like throwing, sprinting events, and weightlifting. Field sports such as American football and rugby have also shown high use of anabolic steroids, and also bodybuilders have a high use of steroids. The benefit of using anabolic steroids are an increased bulk in muscle, increased muscle strength, faster muscle recovery, and reduced muscle catabolism, which is the breaking down of muscle following intense exercise. This aids recovery and muscle development. Side effects from the use of steroids are extremely common. Most side effects are reversible once the athlete stops using them, although serious long-term side effects and even death have occurred as a direct result of steroid use. Some of the side effects are increased aggression and mood swings, liver disorders, acne, baldness, high blood pressure, raised cholesterol, reduced immunity, possible development of tumours, which could all stop the athlete from competing. For adolescent athletes, steroid use may cause the growth plates in the long bones to close faster than usual, which can result in reduced height. If steroids are overused, it can cause heart, liver, and immune system problems. Blood cholesterol levels are often increased because steroid use changes how sugars and fats are handled. This increases blood pressure. This can lead to early development of heart disease, which can increase the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Tendons and ligaments may not strengthen at the same rate as the muscle tissue develops. As a result, these tissues appear to be more injured often among steroid users. As said previously, anabolic steroids are illegal in sport and are not to be used unless prescribed when they are contained within a drug, but this has to be discussed with the sporting committees of a specific sport. Physiological aids are widely used and available and can be a good alternative to supplementation. An example of this would be blood doping. This is used commonly by endurance athletes such as long-distance runners, skiers, and cyclists. This works by increasing the amount of red blood cells within the blood due to decreased volumes of protein hemoglobin. Hemoglobin binds to oxygen and transporting it from the lungs to the muscles, and where it can be used for aerobic respiration. Therefore, blood doping allows extra oxygen to be transported to the working muscles and therefore resulting in higher levels of performance. The advantage is that it allows bigger oxygen intake and higher performance levels, such as improving stamina in long-distance events. Although it is legal and comes with some side effects such as increased blood viscosity, which is the thickening of blood, which can cause elevated blood pressure, clots, heart attacks, and pulmonary embolism, and there can be an elevated risk of disease being spread. Blood doping was made legal in sport by the International Olympic Committee. If an athlete is found to be using it, athletes can lose their sponsorship deals, lost income, be stripped of previous achievements, damage relationships with friends and family and coaches, and damage their sporting career. Another example of a physiological aid is a sports massage. In a sports massage, it is focused on the individual needs of an athlete. With increasing numbers of athletes taking part in sports, this ergogenic aid is increasing in competitiveness and intensity of physical exercise, increases demand of this as it is recognised as an effective way to aid recovery as well as enhance performance.